Michael I was born. However, Karol was known not to respect his marriage, which soon collapsed, following his affair with Elena Lupescu, the daughter of a Romanian pharmacist. Elena was to become his lifelong love and the one woman who remained by his side to the day of his death. Scandal forced Karol to renounce his right to the throne in 1925 in favor of his son Michael, who became king 2 years later at the age of 6, with the regency functioning on his behalf. Elena divorced Karol in 1928, thus allowing him to freely live his relationship. Upon returning to Romania unexpectedly in 1930, Karol II took over the throne, engaging in dangerous power play with the local far-right organization and the Prime Minister himself. Following the coup organized by the latter, Karol was forced into exile 10 years later. His son Michael, now aged 18, was restored. Karol's exile ushered in a time of challenges and glamour alike. He and lover Elena Lupescu traveled widely to destinations such as Mexico, Brazil, and Portugal. In his work, King Karol II's exile in Mexico and his pilgrim's guide to the United States in 1942, Romanian professor Marius Petradu of the University of Sacramento, California, writes the following, quote, "During their early residence in Mexico, the lovers were much intimate at a nightclub. Lately, they have confined their social activities largely to private parties and to musical concerts. The king and Lupescu have been staying at home a good deal lately. Lupescu has taken to cooking. Frequently, she spends several hours in the kitchen wiping up elaborate Romanian dishes for Karol. It has been a source of much satisfaction to the king, since he has always had a remarkable appetite and is growing restive under the spicy Mexican diet." End of quote. In 1947, Karol and Elena Lupescu married in Rio de Janeiro, Elena thus taking the title of Princess Elena von Hohenzollern. The two then settled in the Portuguese resort of Estoril, where they spent the rest of their lives. Their villa was built in the early 20th century and is only recently expanded with 2 buildings. It is now a beautiful tourist condominium. Karol II died in early life, following an unexpected cardiac arrest at the age of 59. His body was deposed at the cathedral in the Portuguese capital, Lisbon. Upon my first visit to that country, I personally had the opportunity to see the coffins of King Karol II and his wife Elena Lupescu. Since their deaths occurred during the communist regime in Romania, Portuguese authorities were not allowed to give them a proper burial. The two caskets remained in the cathedral for decades. As I walked into the tiny room that the cathedral's caretaker had offered to unlock for me, what first struck me was the Romanian royal coat of arms spread on one of the coffins. Old and dusty, it had been there since the day the king's body was transferred to the Lisbon Cathedral almost half a century earlier. Elena Lupescu's casket lay underneath it, and around the table next to that was a small copy of the New Testament with Lupescu's signature lay. I was baffled to see how one of Europe's most renowned royalties had ended his life, far from his native country. 3 years later, in 2003, the Romanian Foreign Ministry arranged for the two bodies to be transferred to Romania. King Karol II's remains now lie outside the Curtea Baronului Cathedral, that is the burial place of most Romanian kings. And that is all from Living Romania on Radio Romania International, broadcasting from Bucharest. Local colonies have been